I lost the bet, and my friend sent a message to my longtime crush saying that I needed a girlfriend to fulfill my needs tonight. I expected to be blocked and deleted immediately, but the next second, she called and said in a low voice, "Give me your location." I was stunned on the spot. Half an hour later, Louisa and I sat side by side. Not even a piece of paper could fit between us. From this close distance, I could clearly smell the faint scent of mint on her. Everyone else in the room was focused on the spinning green bottle on the table, cheering wildly, but my entire attention was on Louisa. Yes, Louisa had arrived quickly and joined our game. I couldn't help but sneak a glance at Louisa, who was quickly typing on her phone. The dim light softened her sharp, beautiful face. I whispered, "Louisa, I'm sorry about before." I bit my lip and asked, "What did you mean by that message?" She raised an eyebrow, about to speak, when the crowd cheered. I turned and saw the bottle pointing right at Louisa beside me. Truth or dare? Oh, a good opportunity. I immediately sat up straight and stared at Louisa. She said, "Truth." As soon as she finished, Clara quickly asked, "I remember you said you have a crush. Who is she?" My smile froze. She had a crush? Louisa said, "She's very handsome and cheerful." Louisa stared at me without blinking. My heartbeat quickened as she continued, "You all know him." Oh, the atmosphere heated up instantly. Gossip about Louisa was rare, especially something this juicy. Everyone cheered, saying they had to find out who he was next time. My ears turned red from her gaze, and I couldn't help but wonder if the person she liked was me. If it wasn't me, why did she stare at me when she said that? If it wasn't me, why did she respond the way she did to my message? I couldn't let my mind wander. I stared intently at the spinning bottle, praying it would land on Louisa again so I could ask her who she liked. The green bottle slowed down. It's pointing at Louisa. Before I could be happy, it rolled slightly and pointed straight at me. Damn. I gritted my teeth. Dare. These people were obviously drunk. If I chose truth, who knew what outrageous and deadly questions they would ask? But I clearly underestimated their decency. One guy said, "All right, then you and the last loser tie a cherry stem with your mouths." I was speechless. The last loser was Louisa. I stared at the short stem of the cherry in her hand, falling silent. Damn. These guys were usually terrified of the aloof Louisa, but now, they dared to do anything. This high-difficulty dare might end up making our first kiss happen here. Just as I was struggling to refuse, a finger slowly took the cherry. My gaze fell on her face. Louisa, using one hand, put the cherry in her mouth, held it firmly, and muttered vaguely, "Want some?" Her lips were thin. When not smiling, she looked a bit stern, but with the cherry in her mouth, she seemed like she was asking for a kiss. I held my breath and slowly moved closer. Her eyelashes were long and thick. As she looked down at me, she appeared even more gentle. My heartbeat quickened. Half of the cherry was outside her lips. I carefully leaned in and gently took it in my mouth, desperately trying to tie a knot with the stem using my tongue. The more I panicked, the more mistakes I made. The short cherry stem simply wouldn't knot. I started to panic, but then I heard her chuckle softly. Before I could react, something warm and soft gently brushed against my lips. The sweet and sour juice burst in my mouth, and in my panic, I accidentally bit her thin lip. She took a light breath, slowly stepped back, and showed the bitten cherry to everyone. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Everyone was stunned for a moment, then started making a fuss. The guy sitting opposite us spoke up, "Louisa, you can't just let this go."